Hi, friends. It's me, Christiana Gaudet. It is Thursday, 1 week from Thanksgiving. Today, of course, as we do every Thursday, it's time for the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter recap. So if you don't get the Tarot Topics newsletter, it can show up in your inbox every Wednesday. All you have to do is go to my website, tarotbychristiana.com, hit the button for the newsletter, and subscribe. Every week, you'll get a bunch of articles on a lot of interesting topics. We do a new topic every week, and then we meet here on Thursday to talk about it and do some readings around it. Hey, Jean Mnuchin, yes, creativity. You are absolutely right. That is our topic for the week. The title of the newsletter this week is What Can We Create? If you happen to see my Tuesday tips on the StarCon page yesterday, I talked about how all the threes in tarot are creative, each in their own way. And that's something that I started thinking about as I was writing this newsletter. In Cards for Your Consideration, an article I do every week in the newsletter, I featured the Three of Pentacles as a card that can in fact be very creative, more creative than you would think a Pentacles card might be. Laura, it's great to see you. Christina, great to see you. So, today, what we are going to do is questions about creativity. So the whole thing that I posited in this newsletter is the idea that we are all creative in one way or the other. The very nature of being alive means that we're creative. Now, not everyone is going to be able to draw a picture, sing a song, or knit a sweater, but we are all creative in some way. And there is also value in our ability to collaborate creatively with others. So today, I want to do readings about creativity. You might want to know how to discover what your creative skills are. You might want to know about a particular creative project you're working on. You might have questions about a collaboration. You might be looking for creative solutions for something. These are the questions we're looking for. So phrase a question having to do with creativity, and I will give you the answer. Let me say hi to Donna. Haven't seen you in so long. It's good to see you. Karen Winkle, nice to see you. Tina, glad you're here. I am very well, thank you. Hope you're well as well. Hey, Jen, nice to see you. Glad you're here. All right, and I want to remind you, I'm teaching a class tonight on Zoom. We are doing the court cards. Now, there are those who would say that the court cards are the most difficult cards to understand and interpret in the tarot. So we're going to spend 2 hours looking at everything the court cards could be and how we can use them in a reading to give us really important and useful information. You need a ticket for this class, and a few of you here already have those tickets, and I'm so glad. It's tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And all you have to do, you can look at the events here on my Facebook page, or you can go to my website, tarotbychristiana.com, and look at the events and get your ticket and see us tonight on Zoom. Hey, Melanie, nice to see you. Okay, so I see the questions coming in. Very good. Cheryl Watson, nice to see you here. All right, so I will take the questions in the order that I see them. I'll try to get to everyone today. Okay, Karen Winkle, where should I focus my creativity at this point? So I feel like it's a couple of different things. In your current job, there are some creative solutions. When we look at the creativity you have in your life, and one thing I write about in the newsletter that I completely believe is that creativity and spirituality are very closely aligned in so many ways. And I think for you, Karen, you need to look at how you can put your spirituality, your creativity together to create a way of helping others and to create an income stream. I think it really is important that you do that. Okay, yes, Karen Maynard, I saw you just signed up for class. I'm so glad you're going to be there. Okay, Laura, nice to see you. What are your creative skills and how should you develop them? What a great question. So I think you're a good writer. I think you're very, very good with words. And I also think you have real talent toward energy healing. So writing and energy healing. And I think, as with all things, you develop them by learning and doing and believing in it. Sometimes you don't believe in yourself as much as you should. And so that means you don't believe in your talents as much as you should. Okay, Melanie, nice to see you here. Cheryl Watson, I am working on sewing some Christmas gifts. Will I be finished in time? Well, it's going to be tight. And there may be some people you're not going to see till after Christmas, so you can put that off. Otherwise, I foresee some very late nights of sewing, but I think everything's going to turn out very well. Okay, Leisha, nice to see you. Jean Mnuchin, will my creative life eventually link to a financial outcome? And if so, is there a time frame? And the answer is it will. It's taking some time, but you are going to see some forward motion even within the next 9-10 months. Absolutely. Okay. And Dominique, nice to see you here. Glad you're here. Okay, Dominique, you should take our class tonight. We're doing the court cards. Okay, on Zoom. So let's see, Jen Circle. What are my most creative abilities and can I use them to advance my life financially? So really, you're a healer. At the end of the day, Jen, you're a healer. And you have a lot of different kinds of creative ability. But I think putting yourself out there as a healer and getting people together once COVID is past, getting people together to teach and experience energetic healing would be the right thing for you. Fatima, I've got kind of a big people problem. How can I solve it creatively? Well, the first thing you have to do is stop taking it personally. And it's hard because it feels personal, doesn't it? But, you know, what's the whole thing? We have to not take things personally, even if they are. And so the key for you to find your creative solutions, Fatima, is to not take it personally. And if you get out from underneath it personally, then you will find your solutions. Okay, so all the readings we're doing here today are about creativity. Phrase your question to have to do with nurturing your creativity, finding your creativity, using your creativity, specific creative projects. Phrase your questions that way, and I will answer them. Okay, so Tina is looking for her creativity. And Tina, I think it has to do with the way you nurture people. And I also wonder about cooking, if you're a very good cook or baking or something of that nature. And maybe also about decorating the home. Now, Melanie wants to know if she'll complete her bat mitzvah. Is that a creative thing? I don't know that to be creative. But is it? Maybe it is. I don't know. And I feel like, honestly, here's how I'm going to make it creative for you, Melanie. I feel like you must complete it because in embracing that energy, you will find more strength and more focus and more belief for your own creativity. There you go. Okay, Christina, what creative outlet should I focus on with my limited free time? Writing, without a doubt. Dominique, will the picnic experience you have created be successful? So it's all in the marketing. The idea is really, really good, but you've got to be careful about how you've marketed it. You're marketing it. You have to market it very creatively. And if you do market it well and creatively, it will be successful. Okay, Linda Rogers. What are my creative skills and how should I use them? I think you're very good with children. You're very good teaching children and helping children. And you're also good with like little crafty projects and those kinds of things. But I don't know if you have access to children or if children have access to you, but I think you would be so good at like crafting with children or cooking with children, that kind of thing. D. Dunkley. Several psychics have strongly suggested I explore a hidden creative talent I have, though none could say what it was. One said it might come as a complete surprise to me. Any hints? Well, and you know, I'm predisposed with you, D. I think your creativity is your astrology and you should market that more broadly. But let's see what the cards say. You know what's interesting? In a non-COVID time, I think you would be very good at leading tours and organizing really interesting tours. Travel stuff would be a really interesting thing for you. I don't know if you have interest in that kind of thing, and during COVID, who does? But I think that would also be something you would be very good at. Okay. Oh, Cheryl says they have to be mailed. Oh my gosh, everyone send Cheryl some good energy to get her stuff finished in time to mail. I foresee late nights in your future. Okay. Christine Nolly, my question is Jen's question. That was like 5 questions ago for me. I don't remember that. Ask your own question. Even if it's the same, you got to put it in. Okay, Kimberly Essex. I have a lot of creative interests that spread my attention out. Curious which would be best to focus on. Honestly, Kimberly, you're so talented, any of them would be fine, but the key is focus. Choose the one that interests you the most today and focus on it, and you'll have great success. The problem is being so spread out. And I'm not saying that you can't do the others, but you got to pick one project at a time. So it doesn't matter which one, just choose. That's the key. Okay. Okay, let's see. Very good. Okay. Karen Maynard, my creativity has been stifled by having to do tech stuff for hours and hours. Will I find help with biz and tech stuff so I can finally get my creative juices flowing again? Well, and that's the thing is, you need better equipment. You need to find a way to manifest that better equipment. And if you do, you will certainly have better creative flow, without a doubt. But in the meanwhile, Karen, the key is don't allow yourself the frustration. If something's going to take a while because of the technicalities, then just accept that and deal with it and don't let yourself get into the frustration. Okay, Donna, when will I get my creative mojo back? And the answer is right now, I think you're doing a lot of caregiving, you're doing a lot of concern for other people, and that is understandably taking your energy. And I think you will find the time, even within the next 3 months or so. The other thing, too, is I think COVID has been hard on you because it's kept you from gathering with your people, which is really where a lot of your mojo will come from. But I feel like within the next few months, there could be a break in the action where you would be able to rejuvenate a little. But don't be hard on yourself. What is happening is not your fault, and you are really stepping up to help others is what shows up here. Okay, so Akanksha, about your creativity, I think that you should do some meditation. I think you would be very good at finding creative energy in meditation and maybe even teaching meditation or writing about it. Okay, Sandy Stokey, my friend. How can I best channel my creative skills into a new business venture for 2021? Yeah, what a great idea. And the answer is right now you are unfocused because you have so much going on, but that will come to a close and you will be able to focus. And I think you've got writing skills. I think you've got technical skills. I think that you could very easily, just having the skills you have, and I'm not even really thinking about the horses here, I'm thinking more about writing and technical stuff, that you could freelance and do very, very, very well. Hey T, nice to see you. What do the cards have to say about your creativity? I feel like you're feeling a little pulled apart at the seams right now. That you're not feeling like you have time to be creative because you're so busy putting out fires in so many different areas of your life. But the fact is, when you give yourself time, when you have time, you are so good at aesthetic, getting the aesthetic of a particular time period, a particular style, a particular culture, and moving forward with that aesthetic, be it in writing, in decorating, in any aspect. And so I think one of your creative gifts has to do with your understanding and expression of specific cultural aesthetics. Hey, Zuri, nice to see you. QG Green, what do we see about your creativity? I feel like you have not put as much time and energy as you could into that. And the thing is, you have a lot of ability to help others, to do for others. I think you really like to help others and do for others. And maybe in a way that's creative too, that you use your creativity to serve others. Okay, Christine, thank you for phrasing your question. What are your creative strengths and where should you focus them? Very good, very good. So you are really good, Christine, at making the best of difficult situations and helping other people do the same. You are a magical sort of problem solver and helping others solve problems as well. And I know that's like that doesn't seem like a creative gift, but it really, really is. And you are at a master level with that. So I feel like problem solving and helping other people solve problems is a huge deal here. And focus them in ways that serve you and serve others. Okay, and thank you so much for the feedback. I really do appreciate it. In the interest of time, I don't read it all aloud, but I see it and I appreciate it. Hey, Zuri, it's so good to see you. Oh, interesting, Dee. You have worked in travel. Makes sense. Okay, Zuri, where should I be focusing my creativity this month? So, for those of you who don't know Zuri, she is super creative. She's got this great shop, the Yat Zuri shop. You can go ahead and drop a link if you like Zuri. And she makes these handmade soaps and bath scoops that are to die for. They are so good. And she also curates an amazing collection of crystals. And so we know she's very creative anyway. So when she says, well, where should I be focusing my creativity? Honestly, right now you do not have the luxury of doing anything other than building out the business. That's where your creativity needs to be. A new soap, some candles, anything like that, because you are on a roll, my friend, and you just want to grow it. And you know, the thing is, when we take the things that are our hobbies and the things we enjoy and we turn them to a business, there is always the risk that you'll stop loving your hobby. There is always a risk that you'll turn what you love into work. But with you, Zuri, I'm not worried about it. Work your butt off doing what you're already doing, and the rewards will be super sweet in every way for all of us. And may I recommend Zuri's Love Moxie soap. That stuff is the bomb, just saying. Hey, Giselle, haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you. Okay, so From my perspective, I have answered every question I've seen. If I accidentally missed your question, go ahead and put it in. If you haven't yet asked a question and wanted to, now is the time. And last year at this time, I did a week of tarot gratitude. I wasn't doing all the lives I do now. I do 6 lives a week every week. And so I did this special thing where I came on live every day for the week in the week before Thanksgiving to do one tarot card for a gratitude focus. And my question is, should I do that again? Maybe a couple of days before Thanksgiving I could do that, like the Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving I might do that. What do you think? Did you enjoy that last year? Do you want me to do it again? Up to you, whatever you think. So I want to remind you, court card class tonight. Get your tickets. If you are a tarot beginner, this is a great class. If you've been reading cards for a long time, this is a great class. This is a good class for everyone because the court cards are tricky and I've got some tricks for you. So get your ticket. Go to my website, tarotbychristiana.com, and go to the events. Or look in the events here on Facebook. Get your tickets. We start at 7 tonight Eastern. I would love to see you there. I want to thank you all so very much for being here. And I want to remind you, too, that I am available for readings and mentoring. And just reach out. I'd be happy to work with you. Hey, Giselle, okay, we'll make this a creative question. Will I continue to do what I'm doing or do something new? And the answer is you are getting ready to pivot. It'll be in the same field, but it will be a little different. And we'll bring in some new excitement for you. All right, friends, I want to thank you so much. I will look forward to seeing you soon.